Hello, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Friday show. We call it sometimes Extra Magic. Marv is not here today. It's me, and I am very excited to say that I have a special guest. It's Tugs.
It's me.
How's it going,
I'm
Tugs?
I'm excited to be here. I'm honored to be here, actually. I'm a little giddy.
Really? Well, I'm
Uh,
the mutual, I'm sure. So glad to have you here, and it looks like the audience is streaming in here. Well, not streaming in here, but filing in here. Look at that Highland Haggis trainer in the Emperor's service. Is that what's on your avatar there? Evening,
yeah.
everyone. You must actually be in Scotland. Oh, there's a part of me that wants to do an entire live stream with a Scottish accent. I think that would be fun. Hi,
That's
Just a
really
Dutchie.
good.
Oh, thank you. I practice, and then if you get too loud with it, it just end up sounding like Mike Myers. So uh, it looks like just a Dutchie's out there. Juliet's out there. Afternoon, that Park Place in
Juliet.
chat. Good to see you, Juliet. Oh, by the way, just a Dutchie says for €2, like, share, and subscribe. The share's a coffee, or is that a tea? I don't know. But either way, man, I could go for a little extra. I could always go for a little extra coffee.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, uh, I is this Ulysses Torres? Says awesome. Tom F. Tom, I'm sorry that I did not ping you back last night. I ended up in a dead zone. So,
Dun, dun,
but
dun.
just a Dutchie also gifting 5 that Park Place memberships. You're the
Where?
best, like all around. You help us to well to do this.
Travis Disney.
I love that movie.
I love that movie so much.
That was such if you've not seen it, you guys gotta watch it. It's really good. It was really good telling of Mary Poppins, and it just was really good.
Yeah, I got to talk to a Disney executive about it because there's that scene where they take the limo into Disneyland and it says
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom on the back. And I'm not a Disneyland guy, I'm a Walt Disney World guy. So I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up with this? It says Magic Kingdom in the back." And he's like, "Did they shoot this in the other park?" And he's like, "No, no, no. It actually does say Magic Kingdom." And like he wanted to correct all the things that were inaccurate about the movie. But so much about Walt Disney himself is like legendary. Like
Mhm.
there's the actual thing, and then there's that guy Uncle Walt, which well, maybe you'd drink as much as Walt Disney too if you also had to play Uncle Walt all the time every day. I don't know. Uh,
Oh, man.
and then Psychotic Mongoose gifted one that Park Place membership.
Hi,
Thank
Goose.
you very much. Thanks for coming over.
All my
So
people are here. Hello, people.
that's awesome. I mean, we not only do we get Tugs, we also get all of Tugs's crowd. That's great.
Yes.
So looks like Linda Adams is out there and Evil Summer. Wow, what? That's a ominous name, but great. Albertus Magnus, that service dog, and Kit Kat. I'm
Aw.
gonna keep an eye on the chat today. Hey, Tugs, have you seen this one? It seems like people are getting a little crazy with some of these trading cards. I saw this the other day. Eeyore's one of one. I don't know what a superfractor is, but it just sold for $80,000, making this the second most expensive Disney trading card of all time.
That's crazy. I don't know what a super factor. I'm not a trading card collector, but when you have them numbered like that, I mean, the chrome ones always are more, from what I know, growing up in the Pokemon card era.
Mm.
So chrome ones are always more rare anyway. It's always the shiny ones. The minute you pull a shiny one out of your trading card pack, you know it's going to be something good. But then when it's only one of one or one of four or whatever, like then they really start getting in money. So we'll
But
see. We'll see if it stays the second most expensive.
there are companies that talk about they'll do like a limited run of something. A company that I no longer do any business with says they're going to do a limited run of a printing of something, and then they see, oh wait, these actually sold out. Maybe we're not going to limit that run as much.
Yeah.
Uh, I the idea that there's someone, and I get it. If you have a care for a fandom, if you have a care for a subject enough that you want the trading cards, and also there's like a very rare one. I just think it's funny that there is anyone who loves Eeyore this much, like $80,000 worth. to
You know
say.
what? Justice for Eeyore.
I
He
like
deserves more attention.
I
Poor
like
guy.
Eeyore a lot. He's an excellent example of like functional depression. You know, just still showing up to work, even though it's like, I know that no one cares that I'm here.
Don't really want to be
I know
here.
that I can show up and you won't tell me to go away, even if maybe you don't care if I'm here. Thanks for noticing me.
Thanks for noticing.
Thanks for noticing 80 bands worth. But then
I love
then
that.
then you sent me this one, and this lady is very excited about a card.
This one, if she decides to sell this, this actually may top the Eeyore one, but there is
Okay.
5 of them, so that might devalue it. I don't know.
All right, let
Um,
me I'm not fluent in Instagram, so I'm gonna run this back and see if I can get
oh
the full
yes,
audio because she
her
looks
reaction is
excited.
hilarious.
Is it
Multiple
five? Is it red?
$1,000. It's numbered to 5 with an autograph on it.
Chewbacca?
I'm gonna show them. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
All right.
Her face.
Yes. It's at least
She
it's
is
Julie
like
Jess.
I would not expect someone forgive me if I'm like judging here a little bit or stereotyping. She doesn't look like the type to get really excited about a Han Solo autograph card.
Well, she's very well. One, she probably understands. She knows what it means. First of all, two, there's a follow-up video to this. I saw this video first, and then and she's like, we don't have any of our like they collect these. I guess her and her boyfriend.
Oh wow.
And they have clear sleeves, and they left them all in the car. They didn't bring any with them. They were just gonna open these trading cards. This is what they do, and all this stuff, and do their cute little videos. And she found so like the rest of this, they're like, we need a sleeve. Somebody go find a sleeve. We have to go back to the car. She FaceTimes her boyfriend and is like, "You're gonna hate not being here." And he's like, "Why?" And she just holds the card up, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I mean, he just loses his mind. That's 10 grand at a minimum if you're on the cheapy side, and there's 5 of them, so I don't know
Holy moly.
but it's a real autograph. It's Harrison Ford signed 5 of these cards, and she got number 4 out of 5. It was just, I was like, dang. So we'll see if Eeyore, if she decides to sell it, we'll see if Eeyore
That's amazing.
takes the top reign.
So okay, so I'll walk it back a little bit. If she with her like boyfriend are like, this is the thing that we do together, like blatant consumerism, one person being obsessive, like you get those people that are like, this is the thing I'm going to do, and you can tell like, I think every man out there has at least one hobby that his wife goes, okay, sure, I guess we're doing that one now. If you can find the ones that you and your friends are doing together and they can share in the excitement together, okay,
Yeah.
sure, I can see that. But I still am like 80 bands. So
I know.
just to answer the question here, the bigger one was Mickey Mouse, and I think it went for like 500,000. So I still think 500,000 for a Mickey Mouse trading card. It feels impossible that something could be that big. But we do, when we're putting together stuff for Geeks and Gamers, we never ignore a Pokemon story, because the Pokemon fans, and specifically the collectible card game, or sorry, TCG, it's just the card game. Don't mean to get the fandoms mixed up here. The Pokemon card game people are showing up like every day to geeksandgamers.com because they want to know about these like 30th anniversary editions. And I'm like, hey, don't put yourself in debt for it. Have a fun time. Maybe leave enough for the children who play that game to enjoy it, and more power to you. That's amazing, though. All right. Well, that's just the hors d'oeuvres today, folks. Let's see out in the chat here. Hey, the mom member for 14 months. Wow. Good afternoon, Tugs and L Take Jonas. DH is Christmas. They're saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And
I was like, DH.
I don't know. What is your take on this one, Tugs? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
You're gonna get me canceled. No.
No,
it is an action movie that takes place at Christmas.
I will. Well, first of all, you're in excellent company here. I was about to be like, I'll go ahead and take the blows here, because I'm firmly in the stance that it is a movie that does not take place. It is not a Christmas movie. It's a movie that takes place at Christmas, and there are times in that script where they obviously forgot that they set this movie at Christmas. Like
yes.
Like, for
Yeah.
instance, calling downstairs to the limo driver who's like, "Dude, I'm just hanging out, whatever. I got these ladies I'll be talking to later and all this stuff." And he's, this goes I feel like it goes past midnight. Like, you have this young man who is, of eligible age who's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out down here with
Yeah.
the limo, not going to be meeting any ladies until later." He's not Jewish. He's not. There's no statement about it being Christmas. I'm like, this is the clearest indication to me that they were just like, "Oh, well, we'll add some jingle bells to the soundtrack and then we'll pretend like it's Christmas." But
Yeah. Yeah. I
uh,
think Christmas movies have a very specific thing to them. And people was like, well, Christmas movies would give you the warm and fuzzies, and so does this movie. I said, yeah, but it's for different reasons. It's not the
yeah,
warm and fuzzies, it's justice. Like those are not the same thing.
I got in an argument. Mo Zamboni goes after me for this, and he says, "It has a miracle in it." I'm like, "It's not really a miracle. They call something a miracle. That doesn't mean it's a Christmas
That
movie."
doesn't mean it's an actual miracle, guys. I need more people to watch cheesy Christmas movies. You don't have to go Hallmark. You don't have to do that. But like, pick a cheesy Christmas movie. All right, we need to go back and watch all of the cheesy ones that came out in the late 80s and 90s,
Mhm.
like and then you'll be reminded. I think we've forgotten.
Did you see
There's a whole thing.
Matthew Marsden is going to be doing a holiday movie with Danica McKellar? Is that her? I know her as Winnie from the Wonder Years, but
I
yeah,
did not see that.
and
I
she has quite the fandom. I went to a convention a couple of years back, and they had the entire cast of the Wonder Years, and they were maybe a couple of people at the other lines, but then Danica's line was was down the aisle. It was huge.
awesome.
Everybody wanted to meet Danica. So,
That's
uh,
awesome. No, I didn't hear that. I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
yeah. Culture's sugar daddy, making me uncomfortable with that name. Gifted 10 that Park Place memberships. Thank you very much, Culture's sugar
Oh
daddy.
no.
Culture used to be on the show a lot more often, and then we said goodbye, Gandalf. I love Culture. He is one of my favorite people. But we can't have him on, and we can't play more of that clip. Well, because
He doesn't have the rights.
Quite.
Quite.
Like, I don't think you would. I don't know if I can count the number of clips from Saving Mr. Banks that I have in the back end of this. Like there's a whole section that's just
It's a
Saving.
fabulous movie. Telling y'all, if you've not seen it, you gotta go watch it. It's so good. They nailed that story perfectly.
Love it.
It was worth.
And then the soundtrack, they've got Dave Brubeck did one album that was just jazz covers of old Disney songs. And of course, I think they used like 3 or 4 of them in the soundtrack to Saving Mr.
Mhm.
Banks. Love it. And then you've got Colin Farrell doing his whole Irish father thing that is just he's this horrible drunk who's getting fired, but you still kind of feel sympathy for him at the same time, even though he's destroying his family and all that. But it's lovable.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and then they have, well, it's also callbacks to one of the greatest movies of all time. So I'm supposed to be using these before we start stories. Let me see if I can actually hit the button here. Here's the next one. Doing my best, Jonathan Frakes. Have you noticed how many people use mobility scooters at Disney these days?
Oh man, we made
We're
it up.
gonna
Fact or fiction?
completely fictitious.
We made it up.
I don't think we made up this one, though. This is great. Newsforce has this tweet. A video of women riding rented electric scooters at Disney World has set off another fight over who should get mobility scooters at the parks. Disney does not require a doctor's note to rent an ECV, and critics say able-bodied guests are crowding walkways that people who actually cannot walk need. The clip revived old complaints that self-reported mobility needs have become a park-wide workaround.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! I'm gonna play the audio on this on the risk that maybe it's not gonna be okay for the channel, but let's go.
They're in they're in Epcot, so yeah, whatever music in the background.
Okay, it's just
Oh,
gangster
that's right,
music.
they changed it. This be
So
rolling, they hating, da 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 da. There you go. That's a song.
If they were if this were like 10-year-old kids, I'd still be like, maybe we need to get the parents involved to get these people to act right in front of civilization. But man, uh they're all done up to the nines here. They're having a great time. Oh wait, this is not a ride at Disney.
No,
Uh,
no, this is the middle of the walkway. For those of you who've not been to Epcot, which I doubt, but this is the middle of the walkway. It's
how
where
many
people
scooters
walk.
is this? Is one, two,
There's
three,
like
4, 5, 6? How many scooters do they even have at Epcot to rent out? And these people have taken up all of them. I know people who
yeah.
probably should have gotten a mobility scooter that refused to get them at the parks.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the disability workarounds have been a contention for quite some time. It's how people get to the front of the line. We've all, if you're a regular theme park goer, especially at Disney, you've seen them. And you're like, okay, buddy. As they go to the front of the line, you're looking at them like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I
And you
believe
never want to
you.
take that risk. You never want to take that risk of being
Yeah.
like, you don't look that
Yep.
disabled. That's a game that no one wants to play.
No one wants
even
it,
though
especially the staff. But yeah, the line does though. It's a good fun game. And if you've got a fun group of adults that don't get offended by everything, you can make a fun beverage game out of it as well.
Right.
While you're
Right.
standing in line.
I was at a thing last night with my kids, and somebody has a dog that goes up and bothers everybody. That has a service dog in training vest on, which I'm fairly certain is just being used so that they can bring their dog wherever they want and not get questions.
Yep.
So this is one of those
Same
things.
thing.
It's like, I don't want to say that the disabled need to have like a certification card, but
But they do.
well, they do for driving. So there's that.
And here's the other thing too: is this is Epcot. Epcot is very famous for its one thing, and that one thing is drinking around the world. Now you
I
have-
wasn't thinking about that.
You now have, what is there, 8 of them?
Mhm.
Probably pretty schmammered grown adults driving these scooters when they don't need to be, and walking at Epcot when it's busy and everybody is schmammered is a challenge. I can't imagine trying to like navigate around these guys after 3 margaritas. Like, no.
Right. Well, and
So-
thinking about like walking through here, and if you got a toddler and you got to, oh wait, sorry, let's stop everything we're doing. They're filming a TikTok, or maybe
Yeah.
this is just caught behavior and not staged specifically. But man, okay, so the alcohol related incidents conversation is one we end up having on that park place a lot because because it's Disney, and despite the fact that it is one of the most expensive ways that anyone can start to feel the effects of alcohol, it seems to still be a problem of drinking around the world, even though Disney wants to act like it's not a thing. It's a thing. They plan around it. They do their events to where they have those beverages. And now you just look, these people they're trying to walk by. Whoever this is on the right here is waiting for their turn to go through. Obviously, we're playing the video over and over again, but how long is the appropriate amount of time to stage something like this, would you say?
Just 0 seconds is the appropriate. I also
I'm really glad that's your answer.
I also want to point out for people who are trying to math this, each of those scooters is $80. $85.
That's a very expensive way to
For the whole, it's for the whole day, but it's $85. $20 of that $85 is a refundable like extra cushion deposit. So it's only $65 at the end of the day, unless you damage it, which if you watch this again, somebody does crash into her friend right there.
Oh yeah,
She
they're
just crashed
acting
right in
like these are bumper cars, and these are not bumper cars. These are mobility
Yeah, so
scooters.
this is very expensive.
To me, this is
85 times 8. Somebody else math it. Where's Mongoose, my mathematician?
jail, Disney jail.
Disney, straight to jail. Everybody goes straight to jail. But this is part of the reason too they started banning, and I don't know if they even enforce anymore, but they banned those big strollers, like the big wagon strollers, because people were doing stupid stuff like this, running people over. It's too crowded. They're too wide. Like it was just too much. So like I do think there needs to be some sort of requirement. I don't know what that requirement is. I don't know what the line is. But even a true service animal, they have, like if you ask a true service animal owner, hey, what service does your dog provide? you say it's a service animal and they say it's a medical therapy dog for a cognitive issue. You don't have to go into detail, but they will tell you what that dog does. Oh, I have diabetes and she senses sugar crashes, or oh, whatever. Like you'll get an overall, some people more detailed than others, but you get an overarching answer. It's the people that get offended that go, well, I don't have to tell you that you know for immediately that their dog is just an emotional support, which is not recommended by recognized by the ADA, by the way. So the same thing here. You're going to have people that are going to get all butthurt about it. And those are the people that are cheating the system. The people that are not cheating the system are going to be like, yeah, I got one leg, dude. I need a scooter, or whatever. Like they're going to flat out tell you. They may not go into detail. They may not be, well, here's my medical history, but I have this going on. And that's where you can discern. But I don't know what the gray area is of that.
Yeah. And there are some people I know that they're fine to walk around for 4 hours. They're not fine to walk around for 8 hours. They're definitely not fine to walk around for 12 hours. But some of these people, I'm not naming the people on the video here when I say this, but I know some people that the only physical activity that they get is when they go to a theme park. They live lives that are sedentary and they never go outside, but they think, oh, well, this is the moment. I'm going to overspend on a Disney vacation. I'm going to get there and it's going to be, well, forgive me for saying it, all about me. I also don't like the ECVs being kind of turned into a fun thing, because then you get people kind of fantasizing about doing, oh, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna be the one who has the fun experience. I think this sounds really unkind to anyone who actually needs one. These things need to be just convenient enough that they help you get to do the thing that you want to do, but not enough that people get an advantage for using them.
Right.
This was the whole thing with the changes to the disability access at Disney. There were a bunch of people who were just showing up and they were like, well, I have a problem when I stand in long lines and I start to feel blah, blah, blah. And there was starting to be kind of a HIPAA issue where the cast members could not ask them, well, why do you actually need this? So, and I've had family members who need this, not immediate family members. I just want to, for the people who track everybody's personal information, not immediate family members who need disability access in order to be able to enjoy the parks in any way, that all of that was taken away because there were people who were abusing the system. So, a few years back, you have people who were disabled who were literally renting themselves out as tour guides to be like a paid fast pass, which obviously that can't happen. Disney said no to all disabled access until they figure this out. And then they brought in the last system. And now you have to beforehand subject yourself to a screening by a semi-medically professionally certified, well, I don't even know if they're certified, someone in the cast member services who has some kind of medical knowledge. And they may deny you even after that 45 minutes and tell you should practice standing in line at home. I'm like, okay. So when I see this, I actually am more worried about the consequences for people who actually need ECVs.
And here's the thing too, like this is the walkway. You can tell in the background, it looks like a relatively slow day, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
So that's also why all these scooters are available on an average busy day. It's hard pressed to rent any of these for sure, but even the manual ones, because I think they still do. They used to rent out manual wheelchairs as well. If you needed one, you could, that one's much cheaper. And you could push your family or friend or whatever around, and then check back for a motorized one. But these go quick. So the fact that they're able to get all of these tells me it's a slower day, but also let's say it's slow now, but 2 or 3 hours from now, you have 8 people, maybe 2 of them, just judging off of size. That's a lot of weight to carry around alone. Probably would need one. It's hot. Okay, fine. Well, the other people, that's 6 people that truly need one that can't get it now because you guys are playing honky daisy in the middle of the ring around the rosy or whatever you guys are doing.
Yeah, I don't think I could have said it any better. And I will say this: sometimes people who need mobility scooters are not there right at the rope drop because it takes them a little longer to get ready. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Disney, I hate to say, y'all are probably going to have to do something about this one. Those
I agree.
innocent. Let's see who we got out here. Oh my, we actually have a lot of these today. Chef Eddie for 5. When will we get Pro Gang collectible trading card game with the autographed Jonas hologram card and the one of one Lord of the Chicken card?
That's
Um,
genius.
that's actually a great idea. We're gonna have to talk to Ripasend about that because apparently they know how to do trading cards. I hear their trading cards are actually doing really well right now,
Really?
and more power to them. Yeah.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Actually, I got to ask Carol, can we get a story on both websites about that? Because that's awesome. So, I don't know if I submit to my likeness being used for the cards. If Pro wants to pay out the big money, then I'll see if I can get some of my friends involved. Maybe my pal Tugs here can be on a trading card. The FTM member for 7 scooters have been a problem for decades. Do better.
This is true.
Yeah, yeah. If you go to Walmart and you see people who are on the early stages of that morbid obesity train, that are just deciding that they want to be lazy at Walmart. And I'm not saying that's everybody. And if that's you, check your heart. I'm just some guy on the internet. You shouldn't let me make you mad by this. But everybody knows there's somebody at Walmart who shouldn't be using that mobility scooter, or else they're going to end up needing that mobility scooter. So, work. Just know the decisions today close off your decisions tomorrow. So, Dave Chandler for $10, man, I'm sorry. Whenever I do these, I'm a sub on this channel now. I end up doing the dad advice, and the next segment is about that Peter Pan girl again. So we're gonna end up in dad mode again. Dave Chandler for 10. I walked with a cane for years and had serious weight issues. I never sank so low that I used one of those cripple mobiles. I never saw any actual disabled person on one. It's always Jabba the Hutt.
He's not wrong.
Uh, you said it, Dave, and thank you for saying it. Man, I, you know, eh, I bullying is not good for some people, but then a little bit of bullying, maybe. I'm not. You can say these things. I'm not saying that I would say these things, but there are some people that I know that I'm like, if you walked a little bit more often,
Yeah.
you could walk a little bit more often. The
Yeah.
FTM for $5. This is why people with true needs are being treated like trash. Security could easily have stopped this nonsense because it is a danger to guests.
That was somebody
Ooh.
asked that in the chat too. It was like, where are the cast members? I'm like, that's a great question, actually. Where are the cast members? Nobody stopped them?
Yeah.
It's been on for a while.
Well, you think about how people act towards law enforcement. My wife has been watching this guy. I think he has a series called Fridays with Frank. It's just this police officer who maybe he's a sheriff's deputy and he's stopping people. He's being very polite and he's not, he's being firm with everybody. Watching him interact with people who are clearly breaking the law and all of them acting like they're entitled to do whatever it is they're going to do. I can't even imagine what that's got to be like at Disney. Like, you never used to see the guys with the Disney police uniform, and when they're talking to you and you don't want to be talking to them that you are in a bad situation. Like, why is it that those guys seem to be like more present at the parks and yet we see more videos like this?
I think it's I think there's got to be some stipulation somewhere, like just like a bunch of retail people aren't allowed to stop thieves. It's a fireable offense on set. In the job I worked part-time for retail, you can get fired if you try and stop somebody shoplifting or whatever.
What are you supposed to do then? Are you supposed to just call the line and say, hey, I think somebody's stealing,
Yeah, you let them, they took, why you think it, and they'll pull it up on the cameras, and then I don't know, I guess they go to law enforcement from there. I don't know. But we as retail, like just as the employees, are not allowed to stop people, like can't chase them. And that's all across the board. I think a lot of people are like that. Mine specifically, it can be a fireable offense. I don't know what that requirement is, but I think so maybe there's a line there with the parks now too. It's like, well, yeah, they're acting stupid and they're blocking but it's not a busy day, so let's just let them have their fun and they'll be done in a minute. I don't know.
Yikes.
I don't know. I haven't worked for Disney since 2008 when they were at their peak. So
well, so today I think that the company would probably not look kindly to anyone who looks like me trying to stop any of that. 5 years ago would be instantly fireable. And by the way, might as well burn your resume because we're going to make sure you never work anywhere ever again. Right? There's an aspect of this that specifically avoided, which is the idea that that many people acting like that, and if you bring a racial dynamic into it, like there's a no win for any
Yeah.
white cast member who wants to say, "Hey, y'all need to stop this and please get out of the park." By the way, because like that kind of behavior, that's like one warning and then you're trespassed kind of
Yep.
behavior. Like
Yep.
streamers, I've seen streamers who just will politely ask somebody a question while they happen to be holding their camera, not even pointing it at someone, and that's like, reprimand, out of the parks, never allowed. You're quote unquote affecting other guests. That whirlpool of mobility scooters, that's definitely affecting other guests.
Yes.
Andy's out
Yep.
there all along. I help people get better mobility. It's not hard if you work at it. And the work aspect is one thing, but literally just walking outside every day for a week, it's really good for your stress levels. The sunshine, the fresh air. It even if it's not so fresh air, if it's like winter and you've made the effort to go outside, it's just there's something nice about it. Try to put the phone down too. Don't do the Pokemon Go. If Pokemon Go gets you outside, yeah, do
Is
that.
that game even still up and running? Gosh,
It
that
is
was so popular.
it is technically. They just did like a big celebration. Again, guess what, we cover it for Geeks and Gamers. They just offered a Mewtwo to like whoever logs in. So if you guys are out there are interested in that, go check out Geek and Gamers. We'll probably have an article on that. Gregory Peck is in the audience. Hi.
Hey, big fan.
I'm a disabled person. I'm in a wheelchair. I should not have to show.
You should not have to show,
yeah.
but unfortunately, in this day and age, it's probably best that you need to now.
Yeah.
Or should now. You get what I'm saying. Unfortunately, because people are crazy.
Yeah.
Not your
Yeah.
fault.
And someone who I don't doubt that the service dogs that they use are actual service dogs. That service dog says autocorrect changed ADA to 88. So let's see here. And Juliet says, "Good evening to Gregory Peck. I appreciate your work in what was that? To Kill a Mockingbird."
Yes,
story.
Roman Holiday, also fabulous.
Mm-hmm. One magical spark for $2. Frank, the combine harvester from Cars equals solved. What are you suggesting here, magical spark?
That's now that's a horror movie. That's
Yeah.
Somebody should make that one. We have a killer
Jonas,
Winnie the Pooh.
Jonas just told us all to touch grass. I'm also telling myself this. I'm preaching to the choir here. We're very, very busy. Snarky D for $2. Good morning. Hey, Tugs. Good to see you, Snarky D. And here we go. Dave Chandler for $2. Rolling advertising for Weight Watchers. Does Weight Watchers even like tell people to exercise? Do they do that?
Yeah. Well, they used to. I don't know about now, but they used to.
Yeah. And then Kaylee off for $5. Don't go Pokemon walk and pick up a single bag of roadside trash. If we all did it once a week, US would be clean in 5 years. Jonas Pro has haggis for you. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to watch the replay of that. How did that go?
So he told me that he actually really liked it in the first 2 bites. and the more he ate, the more he did not want to eat.
He should have combined it with the ghost pepper. That might have helped.
Yeah. So the other thing he told me. So I'm gonna pull back the curtain here just a tiny bit. Pro eats ghost peppers all the time. Like he's a guy who loves spicy food. So him saying, "Oh, I'll do a ghost pepper too," it was him trying to be funny. But here's what happened: is I think he got a seed and he bit down on the seed. So that's a totally different level of hot.
You're supposed to take the seeds out.
Exactly. So whether or not he meant to, he got himself real bad. So.
Oh no.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we all need to be humbled every now and then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And Uno Mas here. The FDM for $2 scooters serve many people of regular size. Yes, you don't have to be overweight to need one. And there is a thing that if you can't walk, that yes, sometimes it is a lot easier to put on weight. So, guys, I'm not trying to shame the people who actually need the scooters,
No.
but as someone who's been through physical therapy in the past, there's a difference between medicalizing something and physical therapy. With the medical stuff, the doctor does a lot more and they'll give you instructions. With physical therapy, the physical therapist tells you these are the things that you need to do to be better. And it's a very different side of the medical industry. So, yeah. And then there's people who just have a busted knee or some kind of issue that they need one too. So, I'm not trying to shame everybody who needs a scooter.
No. I mean, obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. We're just we're general. It's a general statement of observation.
One magical spark for $2. If you're drinking, can cast members intervene?
Have you ever seen anybody get kicked out? I have.
You have been kicked out?
No, I've never been kicked out of Epcot. I walk the line just well enough, but I have seen people get kicked out of Epcot for being too schmammered, and they were not only kicked out, but they had to be dragged out because they were that. I actually was worried. I was like, did they call him an ambulance? Because I think it was this kid's 21st birthday or close to it. And so they were young, and it was like college frat boy type of guys. And I mean, it was August. They were pounding him. He was getting the most of it. And the poor guy needed several electrolyte bags. He was carried out by security.
Dude,
I was like,
I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but that sounds like a really expensive way to get schmammered.
I guess because we briefly ran into them at the Rose and Crown, and they were hooting and hollering or whatever. And one of the guys said something because they were young, and so one of the people I was with who were all a little older, and he was like, "How do you guys afford this?" Like, "Oh, we pooled all of our birthday, like his birthday money, and like his parents, like the trip of a lifetime. We're gonna go here, and it'll be so fun." And like they'd raise money, and he asked for money for his birthday to go drink around the world. Like it was a big thing. So they had like donations in a way of family friends chipped in. Like, yeah, absolutely, go get drunk with the mouse or whatever it is you want to do. Like that'll be so fun, and we want pictures. And the poor guy literally carried out by security because he couldn't walk. I felt so bad. I was like, I hope they called 911.
Here's one. Albertus Magnus. I see ambulatory 8-year-olds in strollers too. Okay, I'm gonna have to say guilty on this one, because sometimes when you go to the park and you've got to push a stroller, and then you've got to focus on not running people over with that stroller. Sometimes it's easier to just get the one with the bigger seat on it, so you can be like, all right, everybody right here, so that you don't also have to track an extra child. Because you turn your head when you're trying to push one of those strollers, and then all of a sudden you're running people over.
The kids are gone. Yeah, and the kids are gone.
But then that leads to an older than 8-year-old that thinks that they get a free ride around Disney all day in the stroller, and they're like, no, we need room for all this junk we bought. Anyways. Hey, here's one from Dave Chandler for 2. So Tugs is the new hire here, right, Jonas? Tugs is welcome back anytime. So I love having Tugs on.
I love talking theme
parks. Me too. Culture Sugar Daddy for 5. In Disney's defense, when I visited in May, the cast members were very accommodating. Excellent. That's great.
They should be.
That's what one of the things that Disney really needs. They needed to find that balance between everybody saying, "Oh, I feel faint today, therefore give me free fast pass for all day," which is what was going on. Lightning Lane, when the Lightning Lane price went up, the number of people saying that they were disabled went up by a factor of 3 on those days. So switching that over, quote unquote fixed some of the Lightning Lane problems. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of Disney not being known as a ADA compliant company. They'll put in the ADA entrance, and it has a door handle that you have to turn and pull in order to get out, which I'm going to say that doesn't really work well for the ECV crowd. You need to have somebody with you in order to do that. There's a video on this channel of a girl who looked like she has a ventilator, saying that she was denied ADA certification at the company. And the question is, if not for her, then for who?
Then who?
Exactly. Yeah.
But also, why are you at a theme? Like, are you okay to be at a theme park on a ventilator?
Yeah. So for her, she had a pass. So like
Oh,
that was
okay.
she bought a pass, and then she said, "But you're telling me I need to get Genie Plus in order to avoid being an," and she does this thing, and she's not fully she doesn't appear to have the control of her body that say you or I might have, and she just does this motion to herself when she says, "I did not qualify," and then waves her hand. I think she had to take it off the joystick of her wheelchair to make that motion. And I'm like, if I cannot imagine a more convincing argument to say, hey, let's just have some sense here. Maybe, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That service dog for $5. I learned to rent power chairs instead. I don't get lumped in with the lazies. For
Oh.
service dogs, contact Congress to update ADA. You know, we've all heard that legendary story of the lady who was angry because she wasn't allowed to bring her emotional support peacock on a flight with her. You know, if you're going to have an emotional support animal, try to keep it within the limits of reasonableness.
Yeah, that you're able to get away with it better. And there are ways to ask people. Our company doesn't recognize emotional support, just like, I mean, they're not recognized technically. So our company enforces it. So we radio call for dogs in general in the store, and they'll go and talk to the people. They have a list of specific questions that I'm guessing they got from the ADA. I don't know, that they can ask that doesn't breach HIPAA, but also kind of catches people. So like if it's a true service dog, they answer them, but if it's not, they kind of hesitate, or I don't know. I don't know how they figured it out, but that's a manager thing. The managers deal with it. We're not allowed to. They have specific questions that they have to ask to figure out if it's an emotional support animal or not, or if it's just a pet or whatever, and then they kick them out. Very entertaining.
I'm glad it's somebody else's responsibility. I'm sure I've said something on here that somebody is rightly offended by. Jeff Elms says, Pro said haggis is like the chocolate cake of meat. It was very dense and rich. Huh.
That is a very good description, actually. I've never had it, but I could picture it. Thank you for that.
That is quite the statement. Alberta's
Yeah.
Magnus. I only want to shame people who genuinely should be ashamed but aren't. Yeah, it takes self-reflection. And if you are a person who has a legitimate need, I'm not talking to you, but if you are a person who thinks maybe they're not quite sure if they have a legitimate need, I can only leave that to you to look inside yourself and determine, do you have a genuine need? The people like that hate that kind of statement though. One magical spark for $2, meaning excessive drinking while on a scooter. Yeah.
Oh, if the cast members can intervene, I would hope so. That just seems dangerous. Those
Yeah.
things go pretty fast. Like if you get them up to speed, you're going pretty quick to be navigating around the bumpy roads of a theme park.
Snarky D for $5. Scooters galore at Boeing, of course, biggest building on the planet, but I see it as enabling to some degree. Do the work to recover, especially weight. Yeah, and there's some resorts at Disney. I think Coronado Springs, which I've never been to Coronado Springs because I was a local when I was doing a lot of my heavy Disney days. But I hear that they actually have it to the point where they will have golf carts that ferry people around for free because by modern standards, that's too far to walk. So. All right, we probably should get to some stories here. Forgive me, the conversation's been so much fun. Where
I don't
is it?
mind.
Who's got the button? Well, I've got the button. Forgive me, this one's loud. Oh wait, no, let's go with this one. On this channel, we covered last week the story of a Disneyland content creator who really, 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 really likes Peter Pan. And during that story, there was this young woman, this content creator, got a lot of scrutiny from us and the audience and the internet in general. I'm not going to say that we were the worst of it, but we did contribute to this discussion. And here, Wired has weighed in and says the viral Disneyland content creator defends her special friendship. Yikes, they're not doing her any favors with those quotes there with Peter Pan. Disney superfan Tony Kulusich has been accused of stalking her favorite character, sparking discourse about boundaries with park actors. She tells Wired the backlash is unfair. I don't know. Before we read it, Tugs, what do you think? Just gut feeling. Is it unfair?
No, it's not unfair.
Let's read.
Listen, here's the thing. It might have been unfair if she hasn't been spotted in other people's pictures and videos. And I'm not talking about like you're taking a picture of, oh, look at the castle, it's pretty, and there's a crowd. And no, I'm talking about people who are filming their cute little kid dressed as Tinkerbell, spotting Peter Pan and going, Peter, and oh, it's so cute. This is great. And she's standing in the background.
Oh
This
no.
is a legit video I saw on TikTok. It was like, hey, we're going through our old videos. Look what I found. Oh, and then there was one where the girl is filming the parade, and Peter in the parade is on the street. He's not on a float. He's usually on the street doing dance moves, whatever, with Hook and all them. They walk. And so she's filming Peter and Hook and they're waving or whatever. And lo and behold, who's sitting on the sidewalk? Waving
Really?
at Peter. Hi, Peter. I'm dead serious. Everybody's going now. Now it's become like a thing now. People are going through their pictures and stuff to see if maybe she's lurking. And so many people, this has all been on TikTok, have found her at somewhere background of their photos when Peter is around. It's crazy.
I don't understand. Like, how can someone be that present all the time and say that they don't have a problem? That
And
is that's a lot of being at Disney, which, hey, that's fine if you're in a
yeah,
spot where you got the money and you got the time, or I'm gonna guess in this case, probably a family member has the money and therefore you have the
maybe.
time.
Yeah. And
Um,
and listen, as somebody who used to work for Disney, I did the college program in 2008. I guarantee you, this is what people don't know. So if you don't want the magic ruined, turn away. Is there are briefings with the handlers to each character every single day. And so all of these pans and all of their handlers are very well aware of this woman. There have been multiple Peters that are no longer active. So they're former friends with Peter that have
uh-huh.
come out on
That
social
used to
media, like
fly with Peter, as one of the
yeah, I
guys
used
that
to
came
fly
out
with
said.
Peter, yeah, and have talked about how uncomfortable they have made like, everybody knows about this girl, just like on the positive side of things as well. Everybody knows in Disneyland, there's a special needs guy that comes around, and he loved the evil queen, the one that just got fired. He loved her, and so but everybody knows, like, cast members, especially the face characters, they are made aware of the regulars that come through. They have their special needs, they have their quirks, their favorite characters, whatever. Everybody, we talk, guys. We yap at each other. And this is also not the first time a Peter has been stalked. There was one about 15 years ago who had to be let go because of it, because he was getting too mainstream. And then there was this girl that was stalking him and like threatened his girlfriend, who was Wendy. I mean, it was a whole big thing. So it's not the first time it's happened. Usually it's the princesses that get like the creepy men.
Yeah.
Those stories are wild. But so with these, and then there was a Gaston. What was the Gaston, like 5 or 6 years ago, where he actually
Oh,
kicked her off of stage because she tried to kiss him or something? It
yeah,
got
there
her
was
kicked
there
out of
was
the
one
park.
where a woman kept touching his
Yes,
chest.
that's what it was. So, and he got her kicked out of the park. So it does happen, and they talk to each other like they're real people in under these costumes. So everybody's well aware of this woman. And it's just like, please don't let me, so please let her not show up today. And they all probably have a plan, they have a thing. I mean, but you can only do so much. And unfortunately, until she's caught doing something that crosses her line from walking the line to over, the Disney can't kick her out, because she's not necessarily being inappropriate with them like the girl with Gaston was. I heard rumors that she's supposedly put an air tag and a gift. I hope that's not true, but if that does come
Yeah.
out, now she's
Yeah,
banned.
yeah. So
You
let
know.
me read this article, which Wired can't decide whether or not the article is free or not. So I'm
Oh,
going to read the free portion of the article. Kalusic, who uses her middle name online for privacy reasons, good on you, considering what just happened, never thought there was anything problematic about her Peter Pan content until August 2nd, when she saw that a video in which she'd gifted Peter a crocheted duck keychain was getting a lot of attention. As the views grew from 10,000 to a million, the negative comments started to pile up. Slice that duck open and make sure there's no air tag inside, one commenter wrote. That's a that's a fair point. Yeah, I do think air tags are at the point now where if it does stay with you and it's not your air tag, like you'll get a ping on your phone to
it
say,
does.
"Hey,
Yeah.
which is really helpful, unless, like, I put AirTags in my luggage, or if I have something that is of value to me, I'll put an AirTag with it, and if I lend it to somebody, they'll be like, "Hey, are you tracking me?" Like, "No, I'm tracking my stuff, but
Yeah.
you can ignore that for now." But let's see. As the controversy unfolded, her TikTok following more than doubled from 50,000 followers to 125,000 followers. Now that's I have mixed feelings about that one. It seems like she just got it made in the shade for being unhealthy in this obsession. I think this is going to open up the window for misbehavior, honestly. Whether it's
Oh,
from
yeah.
her, which, I don't know her. It seems like she probably just doesn't have the idea that this is probably not the way to handle herself. I think that somebody's going to see this and say, you know what? I'm going to do that too. I'm going to start being obsessed with, I don't know, make it somebody who's like a fully costume character. Just make it weird. Let's say it's Donald Duck, right? The Duck fans. They're thirsting after the real Duck, which, most of the people who, let's say, fly with Donald Duck tend to be on the female side, or
Well, yeah, because
young.
Donald is a girl. Spoilers. Am I allowed to talk about that stuff? Sorry.
Yeah, there's some
I
people.
forget.
There's some
Sometimes
people.
I forget.
Some
Sorry.
people get mad about that, and that's
Sorry.
okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, not safe for magic, or whatever
Yeah.
however you
Not
want to
magic
phrase it.
safe. If you guys are
Let's
okay
see.
with it, we can talk about it. But
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine talking with that in vague terms. It's like talking about the big red guy towards the end of the year, like, just in case a child is listening. Kalusich was surprised she knows about the internet's antipathy towards so-called Disney adults. Yikes. Or people obsessed with the Disney movies and theme parks, with many accusing them of being self-indulgent, overgrown children. See, I see Wired is throwing shade here, and it's like they're trying to say it's not us, but by the way, we're going to put the most insulting form of this. It's almost missing, like, who are fat and ugly at the end of that sentence. Which I'm not saying that about this girl here, but she also doesn't think her Disney fandom has crept into the rest of her life in an unhealthy way. Girl, you're making money off of this at this point. What are you talking about? She has a husband of 4 years and a full-time job as the manager in a big box retail store. Well, good for you. She has no formal affiliation with the brand and just makes Disney content as a hobby. Well, until now. It's not like I'm going to the store or to my job and thinking about Peter Pan, she says. It's just that when I'm in Disney, I'm able to release my inner child and the kid who doesn't want to grow up. And that's what Peter Pan stands for. Okay, I'm going to call boo on that statement. You made a handcrafted duck out of crochet
to give,
gave it to Peter Pan.
Multiple times to multiple Peters. Listen, we all have our character obsessions. I get all giddy every time I meet Mickey Mouse. Okay, I'm almost 40. It just is what it is. But I don't run. There's literal videos of her over the last 10 years, like, running to catch up with him, because Peter now walks around in the parks. There's quite a few characters. The Evil Queen was one of these that they wander. They don't have a specific spot anymore, or they never did. And they just wander. It's like really cool, kind of like in Star Wars, The Galaxy's Edge, where Rey and them wander around. It's the same thing. And it's so to see you running at full speed, almost as fast as she can run, to go catch him is, girl, we're not taking your 5 seconds out of context. Like, no, there's
it's
a pattern here.
For it to be one character over that length of a period of time, I would have some concerns here. Okay, so the article says that Kalusich's husband, I feel awful for the number of times I've said this name, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Her husband, a Marine, is a more casual Disney fan, is quote unquote really supportive of her content, she says, though he prefers Cars Lightning McQueen to Peter Pan.
Well,
why does that make me laugh? I'm a Marine. I'm a man. I like Lightning McQueen. Thank you very much.
Oh man.
Oh man. So here's the risks of posting anything online these days. If you want to be known for a particular kind of content, if you're trying to get likes on a particular kind of content, it's like a monkey's paw. You know,
Mhm.
if you want to talk about Disney all day long, sure, you can talk about Disney all day long. But what if you do it for a living? And maybe I'm thinking about something I really know right now, and then they get into a really lame period where everything they do financially, entertainment wise, starts to go towards being really lame. This is not necessarily the life that you want for yourself if you start getting into content creation around and really making it so niche that it's one character at one bar. Well, they
Yeah.
probably have that character all over the place, but well, I'll just tell you this, Tony. I hope that you enjoy the wish that you were just granted. Be careful what you wish for. Tugs, do
Poor
you have anything
girl.
you want to throw in before we wrap this up?
I know. Somebody asked, oh, it's a well, we'll get to it, but why isn't security involved? Because she hasn't done anything wrong, technically. Like, yeah, it's creepy. And we can look outside and go, that's kind of weird, lady. Like, are you okay? But she hasn't done anything to the point where she can be banned or has a reason to be banned. Again, it's not like the Gaston lady that was trying to like touch his chest and touch his biceps and be weird. That lady, God, that was caught on camera. Even the Gaston in character was like, nope, you need to go. It's time to go now. I have a date with Belle. Like, he's kudos to him for staying in character. I
Yeah.
don't know how he did it, but she was gone. She's gone. And then there was years ago, like I said, over the years, the princesses get the worst of it. If anybody knows anybody that used to work for Disney, ask them about the princesses and their treatment from certain people. There
Mhm.
was a guy that really got handsy with an Ariel years ago, and he
Ooh.
was arrested. So it depends. Like, yeah, she's weird. I think we can all see through her cute little facade. She's a little weird. She's got an obsession, but she hasn't done anything that warrants a ban. It's just more of like, hey, you're Peter. This is what we know. Like, just be aware. And if you get really uncomfortable, flag me down as your handler and we'll go off to meet Tinkerbell or Wendy or whatever and we'll escape. Like, that kind of thing. And, they have code words and they have sayings and whatever that they, like, if they truly are uncomfortable, somebody's getting too much talky, they could just be like, well, okay, it's off to me to fly to Neverland now. And there's all these cute little things that they can do. But she hasn't done anything wrong. She hasn't done anything worth banning over. So that's why security has not gotten involved or
Yep.
anybody's, she's still there.
And so the next recourse is the internet talks about you, which good luck with that. Albertus Magnus, we kind of answered super chat, but there you go for 5. If she is really a problem, why isn't security involved? I bet security is actually probably aware at this point. And there's probably enough familiarity with her that one of two things I would think would happen is, one, someone would be kind enough to say, hey, look, we know that you very much like this character. This particular moment, you crossed a line. Or they would say, okay, if anything actually happens at this point, that's it. That's generally how you handle this. When we're at meetups or something like that, there are often, there'll be socially awkward guys or girls that will follow people around a little too closely because they just don't quite get where the boundaries are, and they haven't done, quote unquote, anything wrong. But that doesn't mean that everybody, even the plainclothes people who are you may not be aware are security people, might be watching you pretty close. Albertus Magnus for $5. Don't forget that Disneyland used to have mermaids in a lagoon, and guys would jump in to meet them. This behavior
I
is bad.
forgot about that, Albertus.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
forgot about those poor girls.
Man, it's too bad Vash isn't here because he would probably be like, yep, here's the pictures. I have these sorted by date and time. And they would sit out in the lagoon on the rocks.
Yes, and like they were from the Peter Pan movie. Those ones, right? Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
I can't remember if they were in, let's say, Ariel style costumes or if they had like a bodysuit or something like that. Because the Peter Pan era ones, it's clamshells again. Like, people act like Little Mermaid was the first time Disney did clamshells on a animated character, female character. But that was a different time. You used to be able to bring your fishing pole to Disneyland back in the day. And I I don't know if this is 100% true, but I have the feeling, and maybe we've got some people who really know their Disney history. Uh, DL Fendel here says Jonas Liu dated one of those mermaids. LW Ghost, legend. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
I
there they
also know
are.
that LW Ghost has a story about meeting one of the ladies who played Tinkerbell. So, did you find a
Oh.
picture?
Oh, I thought I found a video, but I'm trying to like go through it.
If you
I did
found
find.
video, man, that's something, because that would
I,
have I would have thought it's like 8mm days.
it says that it was between 1959 and 1967 is the mermaids.
Yeah, I think there was an era where you could take a 22. Nothing. I'm gonna stop myself before I say something that gets us into a bad spot here. But there used to be an era where young men could take their
Yeah.
things that they would use when going out to hunt. They could take those to school and show them off to their friends, and it was like no big deal. So I think there was also a point at which people would bring their stuff for Davy Crockett to see and sign, because apparently Fess Parker was at the parks a lot. So it's a very different time now. Now we got people who can't get out of their scooters.
Right.
So,
I didn't find
alrighty
video,
there.
but I found an article with some pictures. I've actually not seen these pictures.
Let me see if I can bring these up. There they are. Yep. So that would be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea behind there, if I'm not mistaken. And
Before it was, I think it was called the Submarine Voyage first. Or maybe
it's probably the most scandalous thing I've ever put on the screen on this stream.
Look at them. Aren't they so cute?
Yeah. It's part of the magic of old Disney. So I made a joke about the Wizard of Bras shop that used to be on Main Street, USA. Back in the day, they had the character for that one was weird. They actually had a bra shop on Main Street.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I think the guy who there seems to be confirmation on that one. That's funny.
What a
yeah, I think there's good barriers up now that would stop the young men from getting into situations like this. Now you have to go into like a grotto to meet the only lady who's dressed like that. So
yes, yeah.
So
Yep.
all right. We got two more stories, and this one is bound to get me into a little bit of trouble. So excuse me.
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Walt.
You enjoy it.
We will.
Disney has just patented a new item that would warn guests before they get into the scary parts of all of their rides. This one's interesting because I can go two ways on this one. Here we are from WDW Magic, probably written by WDW Magic staff. I think that's the head writer there. Disney has filed a patent for a system that would let Walt Disney World guests flag their personal ride fears and then warn them before those exact moments happening. The patent, published August 20th, was filed by Disney Enterprises. The inventors listed are blah blah blah. No one cares. I hope you get a little cash for it. The filing describes a personalized attraction notification system built around what it calls aversions and preferences. Here's the basic setup. You tell the system what bothers you, things like flashing lights, tight spaces, sudden drops, or dark, scary scenes. The system stores that in a preferences database tied to your profile. Then, when you're near or inside an attraction, it compares your list against the data the ride itself sends out describing its content. If there's a match, you get a warning before that moment hits. So I have an aversion to situations in which I am called to be the hero that needs to rescue the entire situation unless I help Harry Potter. So that knocks out like 6 rides at Universal right there. No. Looking at it, yeah, dark scenes. Sorry, I pronounced the C in scenes there. I don't know why I did that. Flashing lights, confined spaces, and sharp turns and drops. I'm used to there just being a big old sign that says, by the way, if you're pregnant, if you have a heart condition, if you are a human being below this age or above this age, you probably shouldn't ride this ride, and then just everybody ignoring them.
I thought thought this was something completely different. I
Okay.
thought this was something that you could do like on their app. Like, let's say, oh, well, I don't really like, I can't have my back is kind of sore and I can't handle really big drops. And I've never heard of Disney ever because I've lived in a rock my whole life. Do you think I could ride Tower of Terror? This is what, and then you put it in the app, and then the app goes, no, probably not, because the ride literally goes up and down. What is this? What are you gonna do? Get off the ride? Hey, fun fact. What?
Yeah, looking at this, but first of all, Disney is very tame compared to if you are the kind of person that's back can be wrenched, whose back can be wrenched. I think Epic Universe probably has a lot of rides you need to be aware of before you go on them. You're going to get jostled in all kinds of ways. Now, if you want to get jostled in front of a screen, you can go to Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios Orlando. So let's see what they say about it, how it's different from what they do now. Right now, Disney handles ride warnings the same way most parks do, with a sign posted near the entrance or a recorded audio message played before you board. I take the audio messages a lot more seriously than I do the boards, because the boards feel like it's so many bullet points that it just feels like they're covering themselves. Like when you order a trampoline online and they say, well, this trampoline, despite the fact that it's like 16 feet wide, legally, you would be ignoring our safety warnings if you get more than one person on there who weighs more than 100 pounds. Like, oh, okay. So essentially no one can use this
Right.
trampoline unless you are a toddler, right?
Yeah.
A sign or audio track can only list so much before it becomes impractical to read or listen to in full. If every possible trigger were listed, guests would need to comb through a long list just to find out if their specific concern applies. The length can also discourage people from riding at all, even if only one item on a long list actually bothers them. There's also a maintenance problem. If every time a ride's effects change, a new concern gets identified, the sign or audio needs to be updated. Okay, sure. So what they're saying it can do is it'll alert you if you're still deciding. There could be a real-time warning right before a specific scene.
You are not going to have a phone on you. It's in a bag. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't
How does
work.
that work?
This is funny. Somebody with me didn't know that the Tower of Terror was a drop ride, and they thought it was like a dark ride where you're just going through a haunted hotel. So when are they going to get that message?
Right before the doors open and you see your life flash before your eyes. What are you gonna do? Get off? What?
They don't
Also,
stop the
here's my-
rides if you scream. Yeah.
How in today's day, I could see this maybe before any sort of social media was a thing. Sure. Okay. Maybe you get like a little pamphlet. Sure. Social media Disney has been around specifically for long enough now. Everybody knows the rides. Everybody knows what they do. Everybody knows the theme. And I'm sorry if you are not competent enough to understand that Tower of Terror means terrified, or haunted mansion. Somebody brought up the hanging guy. Is a haunted mansion with ghosts who are, unalive. I can't help you.
Well, yeah, and there's something to be said for being exposed to this stuff before you even know exactly what it is. Like the
Yeah.
number of times that I rode the Haunted Mansion, and I knew that there was a hanging guy up there, but I didn't really get the full implication of the idea that someone was hanged in the top of the area there, or you start out and there's the idea of the axe murdering wife, which Disney got a little too gleeful about over the years, to the point where it's like, whoa, what are we doing here,
I love
y'all?
her wedding ring is embedded in the walkways.
Yeah, like
Anyway.
like that. I feel like that's something where the boys club in the 1950s were like, yeah, let's have one instance of this character, and then all of a sudden Constance Hatchaway becomes like, I feel like there's some female Imagineering head that was like, no, this is the most important character that we have ever created, ever. And I feel like that lady's husband needs to be warned.
Literally. I just these rides, it's not like this is a brand new place that nobody has ever been to. There are multiple ride videos, first person point of views. There are TikTokers out there that go around, anyway, if you have a trigger warning, here's your trigger warnings. Like, we're at the point where we're putting trigger warnings in front of books now. because people need to know what they're getting into, even though the title of the book is like The Butcher at Barrington Bay. And you're like, could this be about a butcher in a bay that's butchering people? I don't know, just
It's
based off
about
the title.
haggis. It's just about
I-
haggis.
My head is, I'm tired.
Yeah, you know, there's a part of me that wishes that we could have a little bit of a feedback system to where if it's okay, so let's say it's a cultural insensitivity warning, which is that's one end of this that people would probably look at and go, okay, who actually cares about cultural insensitivity? I've heard from a major theme park influencer that he just won't go on Enchanted Tiki Room or into the Enchanted Tiki Room, which, by the way, that ride is awesome. It's not a ride; it's a show. It's an attraction. But I love the Enchanted Tiki Room. But he won't go in because he heard that one of his Polynesian friends finds it offensive. I
Oh,
don't
well,
know that his Polynesian friend actually finds it offensive, or if he's just saying that, oh, I'm going to be the white knight here for you, and say I'm going to take the hit culturally and say I'm not going to do that ride. I think this would
Yeah.
be a great instance for put cultural insensitivity on there and maybe put it under preferences, honestly.
Oh yeah, watch how short the ride times get. Oh man, we'll be breezing through all these rides. You'll be able to ride Tower of Terror 5 times in a row. It'll be great.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, y'all get out. Now, okay, so if it's you're gonna put me on a centrifuge, that's the one. If it's Mission Space and they're
Oh,
thinking about
cool.
doing more rides like Mission, yeah, okay, click the button here. Whatever this ride is,
I
whatever the transforming effect of Mission Space is supposed to be, I don't feel that. I literally, the screen is not talking to me. I'm not, my equilibrium is not being fooled. I just feel like there's a thing spinning me around and around as fast as possible. And my body feels that. And I don't feel the weightlessness, anything other than my lunch.
I have never ridden Mission Space, and I never will. And you know what I didn't need to tell me that is an app, because I watched people getting off as I'm in line,
Very
watched
good
people getting
point.
off the ride, and I said, you know what, this is not for me. This is not for me. I don't think this is for me. And so I got out and had myself a coffee while waiting for my friends who came off the ride. Who looked like they had been unalived and brought back to life and then unalived again. They looked awful coming off the ride. And now they took the harder route, true too. So that's, but I've heard the easier route is also not that very easy. And I still to this day will not and have never ridden that ride. But I didn't need an app to tell me that. I didn't need it to alert me as I'm throwing up my lunch. Hey, by the way, you might throw up your lunch. I just watched everybody else get off the ride. Like,
Yeah.
2 and 2 together, guys. Common sense.
Yeah. I went on Mission. I had an annual pass at the time that Mission Space premiered, and so I went on that thinking, oh, this is Gary Sinise doing the narration, and it's Ness. I was riding that high of Apollo 13 and in American patriotism, and I actually was like, maybe I don't feel great, and then I started walking down the hallway off the ride, and I don't think it's the hallway that did it. But halfway through that hallway, I think my entire body just said, you know what? What if this entire hallway is actually sideways? And my body just leaned to the right heavy when I felt like I didn't turn. So I think a nice coffee just sounds so much better than doing Mission Space again. Maybe I'm a weenie. But
I got to hang out at the park the rest of the day. Everybody else had to go home and take a nap because they were not okay. And but I didn't need an app to tell me that. I just observed things around me. And one thing I observed was the 5 people I didn't know getting off looking very green. I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Well, we'll see what comes of this, and whether or not it's truly something that you can patent, and whether or not Universal probably needs this more than Disney does. Tugs, this has been so much fun having you on this stream. I want you to come back sometime.
Okay.
This is great. Albertus Magnus for $5 more. Sounds like the Fear Flasher from Chamber of Horrors in 1966. I've not watched that one. If somebody calls himself the Fear Flasher, though, probably not going to have him around the kids. He might fit right in at modern Disney, depending on blessed is the man who knows his limitations. Yes, very much so. I went on Velocicoaster and And I thought, okay, it's an amazing ride. First of all, I think I'm at my limit on theme park attractions as far as like how intense they can be. And I convinced
Oh
my
yeah.
kids, like all of us went on it. And one of my kids said, I thought I was gonna fall out, which like that's the right way to do a roller coaster. Like
Yes, I
you
love
can get that feeling with like a wooden roller coaster too, back in the day, where half of the fear is that you think this thing is gonna fall apart with you on it. But man,
yes.
I'm not a small person, and Velocicoaster made me feel like I was just a little rag doll being dragged through the whole time.
I
Amazing.
I was warned, and the warnings I got, they were preparing me because I have a really weird. I grew up on Final Destination. Okay, all right. We all know
Mhm.
the third movie with the roller coaster. All right, it's an irrational fear, but it's also a semi-rational one. Anyway, um, and so I latched on for dear life, especially the first time I ride something because I don't want to go anywhere. And they warned me. It was not enough warnings. That is one of my favorite rides. So I love that ride. And then over on Epic Universe, what's the one I went on with Original Jedi?
Oh,
The racing.
Stardust?
Stardust,
Yeah,
love that one. Stardust Racers, that was great.
yeah.
I've ridden Hulk once, and I will never ride Hulk again.
I've ridden Hulk more than one time, in the
Oh,
last few years. I rode the original track, back in the day, in the first few years after, Islands opened, and that was a lot of fun. I was a different person. I was a much younger person, and then I've ridden it a few times with people who are like, "Oh, yeah, let's go, let's go." And then finally somebody else said, "You know what Hulk does? It just gives me a headache." And I thought, "Okay, this is not me just being a weenie." So,
no, 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 it does because you go so fast. It's that force against you. I mean, it's a beast of a coaster for a reason. And I rode it once, and I'm glad I did. It's a great coaster. Highly recommend. I don't know that I could ride it again. I
so
was
here's
very
the
tired.
thing that I'm hearing is Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift that's out at Universal Studios Hollywood, and they're building one in Orlando that it's actually the fastest coaster that Universal has at any of their parks.
I
So,
would hope so. It's Fast and Furious. They should be.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it is a family coaster. I do have to point that out. Sorry. That's a dad
RIP, by
joke.
the way, to Fast and Furious Supercharged. You may or may not be missed, but thank you for all the memes. Appreciate
You
it.
know, yeah, I went on that with my kids, and they actually looked at me, and I don't think they were interested in it, like, "Wow, that's super inappropriate for a theme park. What's going on there?"
I don't think a lot of people realize, and you guys probably you know this more than I think a lot of people do, but I don't think people realize that that entire ride is a mini ride in
Yes.
Hollywood on their backlot tour. You go through the different movie scenes, you see Jaws, you see whatever, it's Psycho comes out, oh, let's get Norman Bates, and then you go into this tunnel, and it's the entire ride is this like little segment of this bigger ride in Hollywood, and then that's it. They took like this little teeny tiny and then built on it to make a longer ride, like a full ride. But
Yeah.
that's it. It's the literal. It's the same. They just moved it and made it seem like it's its own thing. And I'm like, oh my lord, this is the worst. What happened? Can we just bring
Yeah,
back Kong?
right? Kong was, well, and then Skull Island
Earthquake?
at Islands of Adventure is the
Oh, okay.
same idea,
Yeah.
but it's a better effect on Kong than it is on Fast and because there's more story to it and all that. Like, the queue for Supercharged was better than the ride because you have these
Yes.
amazing cars and all that, and
And I like the
I
guy in the
appreciate
beginning.
oh, yeah, the team members that they had
Mhm.
doing Supercharged, like, forgive me, I came to Jungle Cruise late. It was not like my favorite attraction. So by the time I got on Jungle Cruise, it was all the people cracking jokes at how cheesy it was. Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like some of the extra humor is people trying to make up for a ride experience that they understand is like maybe not going to be the big draw
I love
that it
Jungle
would have
Cruise. I
been.
think Jungle Cruise is classic. But yeah, the fact that you're allowed, and there's a couple of rides that Disney will let you kind of be a little bit more like Rock and Roll Roller Coaster was one where the announcer could kind of mess with you a little bit. And then of course Jungle Cruise, they adapt. And then back in the day when the safari tour was a lot more fun and you had like the poachers and the bridge almost broke and it was more interactive, they used to be able to have a little bit more, they could ad lib more. But that's been my favorite part about Jungle Cruise because you are allowed to. You're allowed to ad lib. You're allowed to make jokes. You're allowed to do all those fun things because people are like, really, this is it? This ride's been here for 80 years. Like, what's ew, because people have no culture anymore.
Right. I wonder. Let me see if I can find the video that I saw. This is a different one than the one I originally saw. Sometimes the team members on Fast and Furious Supercharged, they're just it's better than the ride itself. This is not the story that we were going to go to, but I'm gonna bring it up
Sorry.
here. Anyways, I'm gonna risk it because I know it's clean because it's what's being said in the ride. But let me first of all, let me pause. Let me open this up. Let me undo the sound here.
I've not seen this person before.
Yeah, I've not seen this one, so I'm gonna risk it a little bit here. But
I have no idea who that is.
That cockroach we beat down in Spain?
He's a cockroach.
What's he got to do with this?
Let's keep it that way.
Oil and water.
Get those people on those buses.
Okay.
You need to start plugging out right now.
What kind of bug?
And get that turbo truck ready.
I think it could be
I'm sending Lenny there to pick it up.
that's not as funny as the one I saw. I mean, it was everything about the ride being shut down. It was so we're gonna cancel the party. This party needs to happen.
And they're like, but why? That's hilarious. I'm just see if I can find that. That's so funny. Yeah, the jokes about it closing, I can only imagine every single team member was like, oh, we're taking advantage of this.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're
ad-lib.
gonna with our last story of the day, we're gonna talk about a very specific piece of Disney culture that's going away. But I still think it's gonna be one that there's gonna be a lot of this isn't too bad. But it'll be an interesting conversation because this is one where there are legitimately two sides to this argument, and some people think it's completely fine, and some people think it's disgusting. So be ready for that.
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
This out of WDW NT. Disney takes away trash can tables, but adds railing counters at Epcot ahead of the Food and Wine Festival. So, Tugs, did you see some of the trash cans that they have been replacing at Disney recently?
Yes. Listen, as somebody who has eaten off of several of those trash cans, okay, it's like it's a rite of passage to go to Epcot to eat and drink around the world. Eating specifically is where this comes in, and the festivals, for those who don't know, bring out extra eating opportunities. There's like all these little booths that get set up, and the joke is it's a rite of passage. It's like a hazing incident, if you will, to eat, get all this cute little food, and then have nowhere to put it. So we adapted. There even was one point, there's an Etsy store, I don't know what she's going to do now, but she sells, because this became such a thing, she sells handmade picnic blankets that go on top of the trash can. It fits it perfectly and it rolls up or whatever, and it goes on top of the trash can. It comes with little cutlery so you can eat your food. And it was like this funny thing that we all just accepted. And then they took our trash cans away, and everybody's very upset. I was very upset. Also, the new trash cans look stupid. I'm sorry, they look dumb.
Yeah. We talked about them here on the channel at some point. The new trash cans require someone to show you how the trash cans work, which is so very Disney, honestly, for there to be something that happens that you need to have outside like guidance on how it works. But yes, this is an Etsy shop that I think is hilarious and wonderful at the same time. Tablecloth for Disney trash cans, Bella Notte fabric romantic spaghetti dinner with candlestick and flatware. Best Disney vacation gift. This one is $34.12 for this one. And it's the Fine Dining Mouse Company that does this. Let's see. If you want six sets of flatware, let's just max it out here for the whole family here, and 2 candlesticks. You can get this up to $70.12.
I love it. I love it. Totally worth it.
Yeah, I don't know if you let me see if I can max this out here. Yeah, so there's actually little pockets for the cutlery on the side here. And you can get matching napkins to go with your tablecloth here. The Florida oranges here, or maybe this royal blue with stars on it. See, this is the kind of stuff, and I'm chuckling and I'm making fun of it, but I'm not really making fun of it, because at the same time, this is very Disney. This is something that Disney themselves can never do because they're never going to say to you, yes, please eat off of our garbage cans.
Because they can't, because really it's probably not our wisest decision, but it just became this thing. And I've seen people use these in person. They didn't have the candlestick. It was just the cloth and the flatware, and it was perfect. And it fits. It was such a cute idea that only a Disney fan would be like, you know what? I'm going to take this and make it funny while also make some cash. And it's hilarious. And they're homemade. Like, she makes everything. Well, I used to, I don't know now, it's been years, but and she's outsourced, but she used to hand make everything, and all of these, and it was just so funny. So it became like a thing.
Yeah, I love the idea of it. I do hope that the candles, because I noticed this one right here. This is a light up candle.
Yeah, they're not real. They're they're battery operated.
I'm just assuming if they're selling anything that someone would need to light on fire, that they would that's probably the point at which Disney would say, and it comes with one silicone travel straw because Disney no longer gives away straws in the park.
This person has capitalized. I don't know what they're going to do now with the new trash cans, to be honest with you. Or they'll have to adjust their little tablecloths to fit the trays now, which I would recommend because people are gross.
Because look at this. And, no matter what you say here, there's a little sticker on this one that says, do not sit on it. But you know what people are going to do? Like, immediately, they're going to sit on that thing right there.
Kid's going to sit on it.
Yeah. And somebody's going to change their child on this thing right there in the middle of the park. That's see, this is the thing. They've gone from the trash can, which I have seen people change their kids on trash cans. And I've seen people change their kids on the long concrete planter that's right outside of Journey into Imagination. It's not a big deal. Get a couple of siblings to stand there facing out to make sure that you got a little bit of a discretion or whatever. This is now it's going to be a different problem. Is what I'm saying here. But sure. So this is just in time for the Food and Wine Festival. And, good luck to them here. Looks like they've got a few extra pieces to try to keep it from falling apart. But I don't know. It's the end of an era here. We've got these solar powered trash cans that with the foot thing, and also the handles that you definitely have to touch. I think that's probably going to be better than the trash cans that you definitely have to put your hands into in order to get rid of your garbage that they had in the past. It's probably better.
They could have just kept the same overall design of the trash can and just swapped out the doors to the motion activated doors.
Yeah. Here's my here's my brain conspiracy here is when they first started doing the salt shakers that were shaped like the trash cans at Disney.
Yes.
I have the Adventureland ones because, again, I love the Tiki Room. It's one of my favorites ever. Apparently one of Walt's favorites. The air conditioning in there is perfect. The lights go down and are dark, which is, nice little break from the Florida sun, and you get a lot of ooga mooga 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 mooga, in there, and that's just, hey, that's lo-fi beats you can chill to. Maybe that's a little joke. I don't know. So I get one of those, and my wife's like, "You're not putting salt in that." I'm like, "What? Why not? Are you going to get two of them and then get confused what the salt is?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I had to get the Tomorrowland one, which is silver. And so now we use the Tomorrowland one more than we do the Adventureland one. I wonder. And then, of course, Disney goes too far with it because they have trash cans that have never existed in the park that they're making the trash can salt shakers with. And now the trash can salt shakers are made out of plastic instead of ceramic. I kind of wonder if they're doing the solar powered trash cans because they're like, we're running out of things we can do with this line. It's time to refresh the line. We need new garbage cans so that we can have a whole new line of collectibles.
Did they just do plushies at D23 though that sold out in 5 seconds? Was that D23?
Yeah, I think that wouldn't surprise me.
I saw plushies somewhere.
and then they have they can't do push in the United States because of a rights dispute with the guy who created push, but they seem to be doing that out there in Tokyo. So now they can do push again as long as it's a solar powered trash can. That's how strange the Disney company is to me, that I think that the solar powered trash cans are more about licensing and copyrights than I think that they're about actual trash cans. But maybe that's me being weird and being too into my own head. Would you? Let's just end with this one. Would you eat your meal off of that?
I mean,
right
you don't
there.
really have a choice. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because when you're doing the Food and Wine Festival, there aren't a lot of places to actually set your stuff because
No,
it's a
they're really
busy
not.
time.
Epcot is I love Epcot's my favorite park. I love Epcot. However, it's very hot. And it's not very people friendly in the for a place that has food and drinks, it's not very friendly, which is ironic, which is where the trash cans came in. So yeah, I mean they're gonna be used. I would use these. We're supposed to go to Epcot in January for my friend's 40th birthday. She wants to do an Epcot thing. So I'm like, heck yeah, they're gonna get used. I'm gonna use them for sure. I miss the trash cans. There's just something funny about the trash cans. And that was my first thought. My very first Universal Festival Mardi Gras that I ever went to in Florida.
Mhm.
My first thought was, look at all these tables they put out. Disney should take note because they had all
Yeah.
these like pop-up tables, these little like just little standy like three-legged cheap whatever tables, but they were everywhere in the middle of these like they're the one in the back kind of over by Men in Black. There's you have like the little stand, the Canada snack stand, and then you go in the back towards the animal show and the Men in Black all back there. That there's this big open area, and that was where one of the Mardi Gras booths was as well. And they had put up all these little cheesy, probably got them at Home Depot for super cheap, right? And but and that's what they do for all their food festivals. They do it for Halloween Horror Nights too. They put all these extra tables up in these areas so people could put their stuff down. And I just remember thinking, man, Disney should take some notes. This is not what I meant.
They
This is
found the
not what I
one way. Yeah, they found the one way possible. Which by the way, if there's going to be somebody who trips over this little lip of concrete now that they've got their table
yeah.
over here, and of course you're going to have like kids that are standing on this thing while they're eating off of that. So there's
We
going to
couldn't
be
have
some.
found zip ties to match. You couldn't do black zip ties. You had to pick the white ones.
Yeah,
It looks
that's fair
bad.
enough. So it's the end of an era, and now it's like that little there's a thing I saw on Etsy that was like called the Costco 150er, or maybe it was called the buck 50, and it's a little tray that goes onto a cart that is big enough to hold one soda and one hot dog when you're at Costco. This is the kind of thing Disney's getting in on the Etsy business now, and I hope
Yep.
that the lady that made these picnic blankets for trash cans at Disney, I hope that she gets the right of first refusal on any concessions related to these trays here. That's all I have to say
I
about
hope
that.
she adjusts them to fit the new trays. Although they probably could fit though. They looked wide enough. They probably could just fit over the same, maybe not
Yeah,
hang on the sides, but lay flat.
yeah.
So
Harbor Freight must have been out of black zip ties.
you had to get the white ones. Yikes.
Exactly. The Snarky D for 5. Disneyland could fit the Everett factory with room to spare, 472 million cubic feet, 98 acres, enormous. Snarky D has an analytical mind, and
Mhm.
I love it. So thank you very much for the super chat, Snarky. One magical spark for $2. Will Disney refund your Lightning Pass if you get hot and don't ride, or get scared and don't ride? Oh no, never. Yeah,
And
when do they have
again,
to warn you?
well, according to the thing you read, it sounded like it could happen right before drop. So what do? Push like the emergency 911 button and they stop the ride and come get you? It
Excuse
doesn't
me,
make any
ma'am.
sense.
Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, it was adorable. One of my kids was not understanding. Like, they knew it was a scary. One kid was like 100% aware, scary ride, and was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit out. Like, no, you're too small. You're not sitting out on the ride. We're not leaving you for however long it takes to get through the line at Disney in the dark. And then the other one was just blissfully unaware of anything. And he thought we were going into a hotel. And at the end, he goes, I'd like to talk to that captain lady about the elevators here. Like, what?
Your elevators are broken, ma'am. Did you know? I love that. That's so cute.
Just a touchy. Jonas, why do you appear under suggested people on Instagram? Your algorithm must be broken. Yeah, I do have an Instagram account that I barely post to. I go over there so that I can check on stuff for stories. Maybe I ought to post more over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tugs, are you on Instagram?
I am. Yes.
So y'all follow me on Instagram. I don't know if you use your stuff for social media or anything, but y'all go support Tugs and everything that she does. So do janitors wipe these things down or not?
Yes, they do.
The,
They're supposed to.
the one in the picture had a bunch of water rings from probably the sodas that they were drinking before they took the picture.
Oh,
So
no.
I don't know. Trash cans should play Be Our Guest. So there's two things here. There were two talking trash cans in the history of Walt Disney World that I am aware of. There's probably another one. Every time you say definitively there were only two, or definitively this, someone comes out with trivia, which is actually how Pro and I met, as I told him he was wrong on something about trash cans. So there was Push the talking trash can, which was the quote unquote walk around character that there was someone assisting Push that was, probably had some kind of control device and maybe a microphone, and would help Push come up with snarky things to say to people. It was an excellent character, and would have like stickers sitting on him and say, "Yeah, take a sticker," when he was done. It was a great character. Go look up Push on YouTube, and you can see some great stuff. There was one trash can at the Electric Umbrella, which I think Connections Cafe is there now, and it would like say, "Oh, I'm so hungry, thank you," like when you put stuff into it. And someone in my family insisted that there was a talking trash can in there, and no one would admit that there actually was a talking trash can in there. So we made him feel like he was insane for years. So.
Oh no.
All right. Well, Tugs, thank you so much for helping me host today. This was an unusual day with Marv out. This is awesome, and I hope you come back again.
Me too. It's an honor to be here.
So, where do you want people to go? Like, if you're plugging your stuff here,
You can find me everywhere. Pretty much literally. I mean, not literally. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Kick. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. If anybody even still uses Twitch, I think we're the only one. That Tug Life with 2 G's. And yeah, I do mediocre gaming on my YouTube channel, and I am going through the Bible beginning to end right now as well. So if either of
that's
those
awesome.
things interest you, I have like a whole list of things I'm behind on, trailer reactions and whatnot. I want to do a reaction to the new Food and Wine Festival menu, and also Villains Land, which I'm pumped for. So that's all gonna come as soon as I can figure out how to make time and all that stuff. But yeah, mostly gaming streams. We're playing Fallout tonight, Fallout 4. So come follow me.
Awesome. Can I ask you, how far into your reading through the entire Bible are you right now?
About to start Luke.
Luke. Oh, okay. So you're pretty far along then.
Yeah, it's been 200 and the next reading will be day 270 out of 365. So
Wow, that's amazing. See, my wife started a chronological read through of the Bible, and she was talking about Leviticus, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So there's things in Leviticus that I can understand, but if you want the real slog, Second Chronicles, like there's so many people who give up in Leviticus. But if you make it through Second Chronicles, you're pretty much through all the stuff that's like, okay, that king and that king and that king who never come up again, unless it's like, oh, by the way, remember that guy? He stunk.
It's crazy. And I'm trying to read all these names out loud, which I probably should have done more research on, but I was like, you know what? YOLO. That went well. I'm like, I'm so sorry, you guys. Please bear with me. I'm so sorry. It was wild. Yeah, the Old Testament is not for the faint of heart. There were times where I was recording that I literally was like, I'm going to throw this.
Oh, don't do that. Yeah. Oh, they put the James Earl. Oh, that is an amazing profile picture for the thing you just said. Yeah. James Earl Jones reads the Bible on YouTube.
Honestly,
option.
Genuinely. Go listen.
Yeah.
He only reads the New Testament though, which I feel like that's a missed opportunity. They should have had him read the Old Testament.
Yeah. Bincon Pro asked, is that your face in the upper right corner? Okay, so I'm going to bring this back up. No, that's not my face. That's someone else that I'm assisting right now. That is a client who I happen to be logged into his account as a manager. And that's all I'm going to say.
What are they talking about?
Yeah.
I see it now.
That's that is not me, and that is a famous person who has been on social media. So if you place whose face that is, yeah, that's not me. I am not that person. So that's
William
why I'm
Shatner.
fine saying, well, a William Shatner of the video game space. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. This was a blast. I always love doing this show, and I hope I get to do it more. But more importantly, give it up for Tugs. Tugs, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you all have a great day. And if you haven't done it yet, please consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.